All right, Anthony on Air podcast. We are back on this episode. We are, of course, talking about the biggest story of the day. Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted earlier. We have a special thank you for Jumpstart Coffee Company, our proud sponsor. More on that in a moment. Ghislaine Maxwell was in court today and yesterday, laughing and all smiles. We'll fill you in on the details there. Kamala Harris was technically president for a little while today because of Joe Biden's colonoscopy. We got that story. The highest paid person on Cameo, Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian are officially an item. And Scorsese is going to be doing a Grateful Dead film. We'll be talking about that with our good pal Frankie C, who is here. How you doing, my man?
Doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Not as good as Kyle Rittenhouse, who is not going to be going to prison anytime soon. You seem upset. I find that to be interesting. I find everybody's
upset?
reaction to this to be quite interesting, to be
It's
quite
upsetting,
honest.
is what it is.
Would you like to hear the reading of the thingamajigums?
I heard it. If you want to play it for the audience, go ahead.
Let's play it for the people. That's what we're here for. We're here for the people. We're here to provide the information. People may have missed this earlier, so let's hop into the thing. I was just thinking about this as I cue this up for you, Frank. Boy, that moment when they're like shuffling papers around and getting it all ready to go.
Yeah.
You're sitting there and you're like, oh my God, am I going to jail?
Oh, if you're the defendant?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, come on, come on, come on. You know, you just, of course, it's got to be nerve-wracking.
Tough moments, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he sat there for like 2.5 minutes. All right, here you go.
Poor guy.
I'm
You
just
want me
saying
to
for people in
relax?
general, not particularly in this case. I'm just saying.
And as Judge Schroeder gets organized.
All right, this guy's. Sorry, I thought I had this queued up here. This fucking guy's shuffling papers.
Jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the second count of the information, Richard McGinnis, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the third count of the information, unknown male, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fourth count of the information, Anthony Huber, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty. As to the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
Members of the jury, are these your unanimous verdicts? Is there anyone who does not agree with the verdicts as read?
Yeah.
Would you wish the jury polled?
Frank raised his hand. That's like a little wedding speak now and forever hold your peace.
Yeah, what are they going to do if someone raises their hand and goes, yeah, I don't agree?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess you got
Does
to
that ever happen?
kind of start all over again, I guess. I don't know. He literally dropped to the floor and had to be picked up. He was hyperventilating. His lawyers had to calm him down. His lawyers, who, by the way, are going to be charging their next clients a hell of a lot more money than they charge this guy.
Probably.
But
it's
go ahead.
terrible,
You have strong feelings. Go ahead.
Yeah, and you know there are people out there that put it better than I could. I've been reading up on this all day, and I'm just going to read a couple of tweets. One of them is by George Wallace, comedian.
I like George Wallace.
He wrote, "Get ready for 1,533 assholes to bring assault rifles to every protest they hear about to try to put themselves in a position to be scared." So it's basically you could just walk up to a protest. This is what the message is for anybody. You could walk up to a protest carrying an assault rifle, apparently, and if anybody scares you and you fear for your life, you could just mow them down. That's apparently that's okay now. This is what the verdict says. That's how could that be? He showed up with the weapon and shot 3 people. There would have been no deaths at that protest. He shot 3 people, and it's fine. It's an amazing thing. There was another guy, Robert Reich. You know him? He was
See the short,
yeah.
short
Guy guy.
Economic guy. Yeah.
He wrote, "Welcome to America, where you face greater consequences for giving a voter in line a water bottle than killing protesters with an assault rifle." It's the truth. God forbid you do that, but hey,
I
you show
mean-
up to a protest with a assault rifle, you're probably good. It's frustrating. It really is.
That's a joke and a half. I mean, he must have had that ready to go for a little while. That's
But it's
a hell of
true.
a thing to point out.
It's true though. I mean, you can go to jail. Or I don't know what to be fair, I don't know what the punishment is for giving someone in line.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was jail.
There is a punishment though.
Yeah, there was something that
It's either a
came up
fine or whatever it is.
in Georgia, I believe. Yes. All right.
I believe Texas. I'm not sure where it is, but
I mean,
Texas,
here's what
I think.
this is what I find fascinating about this case, and I think this is kind of why people come and watch and listen to our podcast, and this happens with things. But why did this become a right versus left case? I mean, this seems like if you are on Kyle's side, you're a Republican. If you're against this kid, you're a liberal. And I just find this interesting and
I can
fascinating.
tell you why.
Of why these things happen.
Well, here's the background of all this. It was a Black Lives Matter protest.
Mm-hmm.
It's a white guy showing up to a Black Lives Matter protest. Number one. Number two, Kyle Rittenhouse was. There's a picture of him. I don't know about any other incidents or pictures or whatever. There's a picture of him hanging out with the Proud Boys in a bar, taking pictures with them, holding up the white power sign.
Well, boy, that's embarrassing. Is that true?
That's 100% true. There's a picture of him. This was during. Well, he was arrested already. He was in custody, Kyle Rittenhouse, but he was out on bail, I believe, and he was. Oh, and remember we talked about this. He had that shirt on. It said "Free as fuck" on it.
Did he really?
Yeah, he was still under arrest, still going through the whole thing, the trial and everything. Let's see if I can find. I'll show it to you.
Well, I guess back to my original point, which is that this is a series of unfortunate events, and what's upsetting to me, I mean, obviously a little bit more, not a little bit more. Obviously, the loss of life is most upsetting, but what's upsetting to me is how people are celebrating. Or feel like they have suffered defeat for their team based off of the results of this case. And I just feel like we've lost our mind a little bit.
So there he is. Free as fuck on his shirt.
And
They
this
blocked
is
out.
after
Yeah,
you-
this is after where he shot people, after the protests. And he's wearing that shirt, and he's just out on bail. He's at a bar, and he's allegedly hanging around with what is it called? Proud Boys. Members of the Proud Boys.
Yeah, that's
And he's
embarrassing.
holding up the white power sign in the picture.
I'm embarrassed. Wait, hold that back up. I caught a glimpse of myself there. It looked pretty good. No, go to black again.
Oh. There you are.
Yeah, I look pretty good. This
For anybody, this is that's what I see.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know if
Don't,
you can.
don't show
There you
everybody
go.
our
That's what I
secret.
see.
Yeah, listen, I don't, the jury wasn't going to find him a piece of shit or not. I feel like he's a piece of shit. It's pretty undeniable. I just don't, I just think it's disgusting the way people are behaving in the midst of this, because, this isn't about your team. You know what I mean? You could be upset with the thing, and you could be.
No, but it's a bad precedent to set. That's what it is. It's.
I understand that.
You know what I mean?
I understand that.
It's a case that's made national headlines,
Yeah.
and it's something that everybody's been following because it happened at a Black Lives Matter protest, and this was in August that it happened, and it's just people wondering why.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of comparisons being made with stuff like, oh, this guy goes free, but you can, God forbid, you sell loose cigarettes on the sidewalk.
Oh well, if the Twitter is you gotta stay off Twitter right now. It's insane what's happening on Twitter with what people are saying, and bringing up all the old cases and everything else.
There's a lot of it, and it's like,
And to me, it's the saddest part about this because it's an unfortunate incident. Like, people are out there, and they're celebrating and they're talking about, the Second Amendment and this is great for gun owners. And it's like, well, people died. There was
this is not great.
People lost their lives. It's certainly not great.
No.
But from a legal standpoint and from what I've been reading, and again, don't at me because I don't give a shit.
I'm atting you.
But I've taken interest in this case way too late, way after everybody else. But all the legal experts are saying that the prosecution failed to demonstrate that he was indeed, in fear of his life, and that's basically how they got him off.
Wait, the prosecution failed to demonstrate that he was
that he was in fear, that he was, he basically
the defense's argument was that he was afraid for his life, and that's why he pulled the trigger.
Correct, and the prosecution was unable to prove their case.
Yeah, but the difference is if he didn't bring a gun like that,
right,
there wouldn't have been anybody shot.
Well, and that's what's interesting too, because if this is my kid, I'd smack the ever-loving shit out of him for even having the idea of, I'm going to go and drive a far distance to defend a piece of property. And this was his property or somebody else that he knew, or what was it?
Someone else's property, I believe. I'm not 100%.
I don't give a shit if it was a golden fucking Lamborghini covered in, in a mansion. It's material things. It's,
Yeah, and if you're walking around and his claim was that he was walking around with, and he had first aid stuff on him. He was walking around trying to find people that were in need of help. If that's the case, why do you have the gun with you? Who are you protecting yourself from? If you're walking around with first aid kit and you're just helping people, you're not storming a beach. You're just walking through a protest.
Well, I think what they're saying is there was a protest, there was a bunch of people, they start coming after him. He has the right to defend himself, is what they're saying.
Yeah, people have the right to defend themselves. I get that, but
and I think what they're saying is, and again, I'm not cutting you down here, but I think what they're saying is all those series of events of it wasn't his gun and he drove across state lines don't really matter in that instance when you're standing there and somebody is threatening you.
So if I have a gun and someone's running towards me, I have the absolute right to kill them.
I think you have a right to defend yourself as part of
defend myself, sure.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Well, that's what the defense.
I mean, you defend yourself. Someone's attacking you, sure, but you just it's opening the door for people to be able to walk around with guns, and if they feel threatened in any way,
right.
Well, I'm sorry, I was in danger. I thought I was going to lose my life. I was defending myself.
Well, the difference here too is, and again, I'm just playing.
I feel like it's the Wild West right now.
I don't give a shit, so don't at me. But I feel like the difference is they had actual video footage and several different angles.
I saw them.
Yeah, so.
I mean,
a jury of his peers felt like it was like his life was threatened. So I think that's how we ended up where we ended up.
I get that, but if he didn't have the gun, I don't think this is in his hand was a big instigator.
Yeah, I don't think this is a cause for celebration at all, which is what I find to be pretty disgusting. Now, speaking of disgusting, let's bring in perhaps one of the most disgusting pieces of shit. This is what he's turned into over the last year or two, and that's Rep. Matt Gaetz, who I can't understand this tweet. Can you explain this to me here? First of all, does he have a fucking... Oh, he's on Mark Meadows' podcast. All right, I want to make sure he didn't have a fucking podcast. He's offering Kyle Rittenhouse... Let me see. Did he take it down?
There was a picture of him with Kyle.
No, here it is. Kyle Rittenhouse committed no crimes, acquitted on all counts. Now do BLM. But he gave it the ... not the question mark, because it kind of sounds like he's asking, now do Black Lives Matter?
No. He's saying now act on this. In other words, he's saying now let's do Black Lives Matter now. In other words, let's prosecute is what he's saying. Let's prosecute Black. Now do this.
Oh, okay.
He's saying now do this.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't really get that.
Yeah.
Again, you know me, man. I'm not one for flipping the bat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I I don't understand how this became an election / sporting event / this just goes to show my political side is better than the other side's political side.
Well,
This
there's
was
a
a
bunch
case between people, lives were lost. It's a
Yeah.
sad fucking thing all around. I don't get why people are
because there's a bunch of things involved. There's gun rights involved here. There's protesting. There's defending oneself. There's a lot of left and right, issues, I guess,
Shouldn't
that come
be.
to play.
Shouldn't
No,
be.
of course not. It should be
just be
straightforward.
people figuring it out,
There should be a person came to a protest with a gun, and I feel like he went there looking for a problem.
looking for trouble. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Well,
He
and
went
that's
there.
the
Why
thing,
would you
too.
go
It's-
there with a gun?
It's like street justice and common sense is not necessarily legality. You come into my party and you're carrying a gun, you're looking for trouble, you're probably going to get your ass kicked. You know what I'm saying? You're probably going to get tossed out. You're not going to be invited to stay. It's not the same case when it comes to the law. Unfortunate for some. And it seems like that's the case here.
So he was protecting his property, or whoever's property, with a gun. So he was prepared to shoot people over the property. Would that have been legal? Probably not.
I mean, it shouldn't be.
If someone throws a brick through the window of whatever property,
I
is
don't
he
know.
gonna shoot them?
I know you have a right to defend yourself. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is on property.
Right. Well, his intention with the gun was to go there and defend that property, right? That's
Right.
what he said his intention was.
But was he even near the property when this
He
shit
was.
happened?
No, not when he was running back and forth a bunch of different places. There was a map they showed. I don't remember how far away. He wasn't right by the place he was defending.
I think this is one of those cases where you have a huge, gigantic piece of shit who wins. I
Yeah.
think that's just one of those things.
Sometimes bad guys win in real life.
Like, he's just a shitty guy. And I know people are going to be mad at me for even saying that, but I mean, let's be honest. Like,
I'll say it. He's a shitty
if
guy.
that's anybody's kid, if my kid is like, I have to go. By the way, I've been in this situation, not this situation, but I've been in this situation where somebody came to me and was like, so and so I know might be in a little bit of trouble, and I'm going to go there and help them. And I had to be like, no, you're not, because whatever is going to happen there can be, insurance can help it, or whatever the fucking case is, it can be figured out, or the cops should be called now. You being there is not going to fucking help anything. So you're not going.
You're taking a situation and you're adding
You're
a
making it worse.
17-year-old with a gun. That's
Yeah.
what you did. That's all
It's
he
like
did.
that asshole couple that walked out, remember? And they walked out with the
Yeah.
gun, the mustard stained shirt,
Yeah,
because
you're
their
taking-
fucking mailbox might have gotten kicked around a little bit. It's like, what are you, crazy?
Yeah, a gun. You're taking a gun to a kick down a mailbox fight.
Dude, right.
You're an idiot. You're a giant idiot.
Hey, Jumpstart Coffee Company happens to be our favorite coffee company. They sponsor this podcast. They have incredible coffee, great
smelling
coffee,
it right
great
now.
cause. You smelling like addict. And we have great news that we want to say thank you to Jumpstart Coffee Company. I spoke with Chris and the crew briefly yesterday, and they're going to continue on with us, which is so great.
Yay.
So I want to
Chris,
thank all of you who have purchased. I want to thank Chris, obviously, and his whole team.
You guys rock, because your coffee rocks and the cause rocks as well.
It's a great thing all around. Isn't it nice, Frank? How many times involved in radio have you had to you've been like, oh, this shitty place is advertising again. You know what I'm saying?
This time it's not. There's nothing shitty about it. It's a great product, and half of what they make goes
to the Navy SEAL Foundation.
Navy SEAL Foundation, which
Half.
is how many companies out there can say they give half of what they make away?
No, it's crazy. And every divorced person I know who has to give away half is all upset about it.
They're not
Jumpstart
happy.
Coffee Company's happy about it.
They do
love
it
it
proudly.
They proudly do it. Order yourself some Jumpstart Coffee Company. As I've been saying, these make a great gift item for people in the office. White Elephant coming up, Secret Santa, whatever you call it.
You serve a little Jumpstart at Thanksgiving. It's nice.
Nice little thing to do for Thanksgiving. Grab eggs.
You do a little coffee and cake at the end of the meal. You have to serve a little Jumpstart. You have a little story to go with it.
Yeah. By the way,
thing.
how nice would that be to have that? You're right, Frank, on the Thanksgiving table.
You serve a little Jumpstart and you go, listen, the
Jumpstart.
coffee you guys are drinking right now, they help the Navy SEAL Foundation.
You're going to knock everybody's socks off. By the way, I just had to attend an occasion. Brought in this pie from this place. It wasn't a coffee kind of thing, or else I would have brought some Jumpstart. But I brought in this pie, my pie, talk of the event. that will be you with the Jumpstart coffee if you follow Frank's little blueprint right there. Get 15% off your order when you use the promo code AOA15. By the way, that's not first order. You can keep going back to that promo code if you need to reorder. AOA15, Jumpstart Coffee Company. Order with the link in the description or click on the banner at the homepage of anthonyonair.com. We do have to move swiftly here because we don't have a lot of time on this episode, and I apologize for that, but we do have to do a podcast-centric off-the-air project. So it is a shortened episode, but we're going to give you all the information that we promised. So hang with us here. Ghislaine Maxwell in court, all smiles, by the way, all smiles, in a black turtleneck sweater, gray slacks. This was yesterday. She was seen laughing with her lawyers during the jury selection process. And at one point, she even turned around to her sister, Isabel, who was sitting in the courtroom, and blew her a kiss and smiled at her. This does not seem like the person that, like a week ago, was like, oh, I'm in chains and I have to crawl into the courtroom and all this bullshit. My eyes busted. I can't sleep. I'm this, I'm that. Now she's all laughs and smiles, blowing kisses to her sister.
Yeah, that's a little strange behavior. Unless she's completely lost her mind, which is not far-fetched because her mind wasn't.
Or unless she thinks I'm going to fucking walk away from this because they don't have the goods on me.
I don't know. Yeah, good luck with that, lady.
Again, like Kyle Rittenhouse in the court of public opinion, piece of shit, easy to say, case dismissed. This guy sucks.
Yeah, but not everybody thought that.
And not even that. It's going to be
I feel like everybody thinks. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I think everybody thinks Ghislaine's a piece of shit.
They do, and I think in this case, her thing is going to be, well, that very well may be, and I very well may have hung out with the biggest piece of shit of all time, but just because he was doesn't mean that I did these horrible things.
Well, from all the documents and stuff that were, it took months to get this case together.
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be a walk in a park for Ghislaine. This is going to be, I feel like the prosecution is going to have a ton of shit on this.
I hope so, because I feel like this is, as we're getting closer here, it's going to be closer than people think. I feel it's going to be harder. All right, so let's go through the jury. We talked about 231. They questioned more than 80 jurors. They have a pool right now of 58 people. From that 58, they're going to go down to 12. Supposedly, they're choosing the 12 on November 29th. You would think that they would have that the day before because the 29th is supposed to be the first day. But according to the latest information that we're getting, the 29th is when the jurors will be selected, and then opening arguments are going to start.
Part of it. So like the case starts with the selection of the jury.
They think that it's going to last less than 6 weeks. So we'll see. Wow. We'll be here for all of it. Of course, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube and hit that bell for the notifications. Yeah. By the way, Facebook just told me that they're putting a bell on their videos. So make sure you do that so you're notified when we go live.
That's good.
Of course, Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, wherever Spotify.
Metaverse.
Wherever
Are we in the metaverse yet?
Metaverse, not yet, but soon. Yeah, soon we'll be able to go like this and tussle your hair.
Hey there, fella.
Interestingly enough, one of the jurors were excused because he met Jeffrey Epstein at one point. How do you like that?
Wow.
Yeah, he was doing some sort of financial thing, and Epstein turned out to be one of the possible investors, and so he had to go.
Goodbye.
Yep. Another juror was given the boot after she said that she couldn't be impartial because she had heard some things about the case. She said, I believe the defendant shouldn't be judged based on Mr. Epstein's actions. That will get you the boot.
Goodbye.
Yeah. By the way, I would love it if somebody said, I can't do this because I subscribe to the Anthony on Air podcast. That would be the best ever. I'm just saying I would love that. It doesn't have to be true, but I would love it if somebody can get that to somebody who needs to get out of this.
That would be something.
That would be amazing. Could you imagine? Juror excused after citing shitty podcast.
Yeah. That would be insane.
Yeah. So that's the latest. So they're running all these people out of the jury, and 58 will be down to 12 real soon. So stick around for that.
There.
Technically today, Frank, Vice President Kamala Harris was technically president as Biden was getting the old butt camera.
Hey, it happened with Bush. They had to do that too. Same thing.
I didn't know that, did it?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
that's
forget
amazing.
which Bush, but one of them. I think of the first one, but I'm not 100% sure. It's one of the
Yeah.
Bushes it happened with. So yeah, she assumed the role or the responsibilities while he was incapacitated. That's the role. She's not technically the president, but she assumes the role. She's the acting president.
I wonder, and I'm assuming here that this is 85 minutes, by the way, is how long
He was under.
he was under, and
Okay.
how long so how it goes is he hands over the presidential power to her before he goes under, according
Right.
to this protocol.
I mean, she's not the 47th president.
Correct.
But she's acting president.
Correct. But as I understand it, this is the first time that has ever been handed over to a female.
That is correct.
So a big step for the ladies.
Yeah, well, she's the first female vice president.
Correct. And then subsequently the first person to be
Yeah.
handed presidential powers.
That's right.
Will she be the first president, Frank?
Who knows? There's a long road until 2024.
I felt like
and
it
whatever.
was more possible when they were running, but now that I know that they hate each other, I don't know if he's going to step
I read
aside
that
and
that
give
was a
power.
rumor. I don't think they hate each other.
But she's got to be more in focus. She's got to be out there more accomplishing things. She's getting the shit end of the stick if she wants to take over for. I don't know if Biden can win again. I don't know. And I don't know if Kamala could beat Trump if he runs, or another Trump person if they run. I'm not really sure what's going to happen in 2024. But
It's a
I
long
can tell
way.
you,
We
I will
have
have a
3
lot
years.
of jokes about it.
Good.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of
That's all I care about.
yeah. By the way, Biden looked like $1 million. I think he likes a little butt play because he was so fucking happy, all smiles after he got out of it. So
Whatever keeps you going.
good for him. Whether or not he had nipple clamps on during the procedure, we're not sure.
Hey,
But we're
to each their own.
We're trying to track down that information.
I got him on right now.
Pete Davidson is banging Kim Kardashian now. Can we fucking? I mean, we thought it was true, but now it's like they're. Oh, I got the wrong thing up. Now it's like they're running around like crazy, and there's photos of them everywhere, and it's fucking nuts.
Hey, listen, if they're happy, good for them.
But I mean, Pete Davidson is slaying. There must be something about his dick.
I don't get that at all, by the way.
Who was it? What was that movie where was it Good Luck Chuck? What was the one where if you dated this guy, you broke up with him, and the next one you wound up marrying your significant other?
Oh, I never saw. It sounds like a familiar.
Dane
premise,
Cook
but I
was
don't
in
know
it,
it.
I think, and everyone wanted to sleep with him so that they could find their soulmate.
That's funny. No, I don't know, but this seems. I don't understand. He's not. I don't find him to be very funny. Maybe women find him attractive. Great, good for him. I don't like. He's in these sketches. Like I watch these bits like on YouTube and whatever, Facebook. They show these videos of him, and it's like he's in the headline as part of the skit, and then when they get to his part, it's like 20 seconds and it's not funny, and I'm like, okay, and then they move on to the next thing. It's like a 4-minute bit, and he's in it like for 20 seconds, and he doesn't do anything particularly. It was the one where he was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He was you got to see Pete Davidson as Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, all right, I watched the bit, and he's in it for like 20-30 seconds, and it's over. His part is over, and the rest of the bit was funny, but he didn't really do anything. I'm like, all right, it's a little overrated there.
I think he's the perfect combination of funny, yet also broken and needs to be fixed, which women fucking love.
And he's the tattooed guy, the bad
Yeah.
boy.
A little dark in there and everything and shit.
Yeah,
Who's the highest paid person on Cameo, Frank? You have an idea?
it ain't us.
No.
I would say, what's her name? Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner? That's a good guess.
Although Caitlyn Jenner does it for charity, but I would say Caitlyn Jenner.
Is that right? Brian Baumgartner. Do you know who that is?
No.
That's Kevin from The Office.
Really? Good for him.
People love Kevin from The Office. He's cost $225, $2,500 if you're a business. They say he's raked in $1 million
Whoa.
from Cameo.
Good for him.
$225 a pop, and he's got $1 million in the bank.
That is not bad. Now the other with Caitlyn Jenner, I know it's like $1,200 to get her.
Is that right?
Something like that. It's over 1,000.
See, she might be overpricing herself because at $225, you're kind of like, yeah, fuck it. I want Kevin from The Office to say hi to me. He's doing more volume probably, but he's bringing it in. Right after him, Gilbert Gottfried, Mick Foley, Mr. Wonderful, and Michael Rappaport wrap up the top 5.
A couple of wrestlers in there. I guess they're doing good stuff. There's a lot of wrestlers on Cameo for some reason.
I feel like Cameo is a weird thing, but I will say your brother got your sister-in-law Cameo for her birthday, and I thought it was quite wonderful.
It was. I watched it. It was very good.
Yeah. I really thought it was well done. I mean, at the sight of it, I kind of feel like you're paying, it's kind of weird, but that I thought was really, really nice. Yeah. Last thing to wrap it up, because we got to run. Martin Scorsese is going to direct a Grateful Dead biopic. Do you know who's going to be Jerry Garcia?
I do.
Want to tell the people?
A little fella called Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill as Jerry Garcia. I kind of like it.
I don't know about Jerry Garcia that much, so I can't be like, oh, he can't pull that off. So I don't know because I'm not very familiar with Garcia. So if he could do it, great. There was a side-by-side photo of the two of them, and the looks are there. I think they could do that. I want to see if Jonah Hill will. I don't know if Jerry Garcia was the big personality that Jonah Hill is. He could pull it off. Jonah Hill will have to rein his own personality in a little bit, I feel. I don't know if Jerry Garcia is the big personality that Jonah Hill is.
Well, he can act. Jonah could.
He can act, absolutely. Yeah. So we'll see if it's going to be his typical Jonah Hill performance, like in his other movies. He's just out there and wild and stuff, and a little wacky, and there's some comedy in there. It's going to be a straightforward. It looks like an Oscar run.
It's going to be a Scorsese film too. I mean,
that's true.
Look at Scorsese's track record with music films.
This looks like an Oscar run to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's a good call. This is an early Oscar. This could be an Oscar thing, and it just got announced
because he was nominated and he didn't get it, but I think he got the taste.
Yeah, 100%. And they were good in Wolf of Wall Street.
Absolutely. I hated his character, but he was great as him. His character was an asshole.
Madden.
My character was a jerk, but he was good.
Yeah, I know. We got to go, my man. This is a quick one.
Yeah, sorry, but we will be back. And,
leave you wanting more, maybe.
If you want any more, just rewind. Start again.
I'm sure you've skipped some parts of the last couple of episodes. You can go back and check those out.
And this one you don't have to skip. You just start over.
Yeah.
You get another solid. You can put a solid hour in on this one.
We have to go, but what do we do about the Black Friday episode? We are technically going to be together.
That's true. I don't know. We'll have to think about that.
We'll have to talk about it.
Yeah, Black Friday is going to be a rough one. We don't know.
Might be something really special. Might be just a regular episode, or we might not do
absolutely
it at all.
Nothing. It's all up in the air right now. We'll see.
Fair warning. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell us what you want.
Tell us what you want to do. That's it for us, though. By the way, I got to get David Brown. David Brown, I know this guy at Rolling Stone. He wrote like 3 books on the Grateful Dead. We got to get his opinion on that.
That'd be good.
I got to get him on an upcoming show. Thanks to Jumpstart Coffee Company. Please purchase some in the link in the description. Hold that package up again, Frank. Look how nice that looks. Look at that.
Beautiful package.
Gorgeous. Perfect gift.
It's wonderful. It has a little tab here that you could like seal it back up with the little thing.
Amazing. You thought of everything. Yeah. And it's like, and it's $12. You're in for the $20 limits on those grab bags at the office. I'm telling you, that's the perfect gift for anybody. Everybody loves coffee, and they have no idea how great this coffee is. Order yours with the link in the description below. Use the promo code AOA and save 15%. Thanks to Frankie C. Thanks to Jay Sabs, who was texting us all throughout this episode.
What are you guys doing? What are you guys on?
Yeah, we'll get her on next. She'll be back, of course. We got to talk about Jay Sabs' other podcast. Ooh, tease for the next time around. That's it. We got to go.
All right.